Ole's at the wheel. How do you feel? Salam sejahtera and welcome to JomUnited. We are a Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangganya Buatan Malaysia.
Itu Selangor.
Okay.
Itu Selangor.
Ni Selangor lah. Sama lah. Buatan Selangor, so to speak lah. So, if you are new to our channel, please smash the like button, click on the subscribe button, and also turn on the bell notification at the bottom right-hand corner so that you will be notified when we go live or we release any new videos. Okay.
Yes.
Admin.
Don't forget. Kita ada Telegram group. Sekarang ni dah 170 plus punya member dalam tu. Happening. Everyone they keep on sharing the ideas, the views. Pasal oleh in, oleh out. And tu penting sekali. So join Telegram description kat bawah. Join sekarang.
You masih senyum lagi ya, Pija. Oh, by the way, from the past few episodes, we all went through a lot of stress and whatnot. I think we got enough sleep and then we kind of like calmed down already and whatnot. So
you je
I
lah.
think most of us lah. That's right.
tak.
And also we support mental health and whatnot. So I nak check, admin, are you okay, admin? Are you feeling okay? Brief.
Okay. So far. Alhamdulillah, semua masih under control. Jangan risau. Anyway, oleh in.
You masih nak stir, masih nak stir lagi ya. Seriously,
ini orang kata menerima nasib yang ada sekarang. So kita move on je lah.
Okay, so guys, after our intense discussion that day, Ole is apparently still at the wheel. He's still the manager of Manchester United. Okay, so I give you a break first, Pijal. You nafas dulu. I'll start with Josh first. What do you think of this current situation?
All I can say is God bless our next 3 games. The next 3 games with his system, I'm not sure what the score will be. As much as I want to be as positive like Pijal or Doc or the positive fan base, I'm definitely thinking that it's going to be a horrendous massacre for us lah in Manchester United. If he doesn't make a big change into the extent of even stripping off Maguire of his captaincy, I don't think so. We're going to be, I think we'll be lunch, breakfast and dinner lah over the next 2-3 weeks lah.
So, Pijal, okay, you forever senyum Pijal. Itu dog juice belum habis kesan dia sampai sekarang.
I baru start. So dia punya ni tak sampai lagi. Baru start. Doc, thank you Doc for the juice. PM Doc kalau nak juice.
So apa pendapat you? Apa pendapat you with our current situation with Ole still at the wheel?
Ole still at the wheel. Tell me how good does it feel? Tell me. Tell me. No lah. Basically apa yang kita boleh cakap is that Ole dah jadi manager kita. So nak tak nak kita kena orang kata move on lah from this. Macam Josh kata kan, kita ada 3 game. Orang kata mungkin lah kita dengar rumours dia kata nak bagi 3 games to Ole untuk in terms of nak get back to the good feel good factor kan. So tak apalah, kita tengoklah 3 game ni. Hopefully macam cakap whatever it is, hopefully Ole buat satu decision. Kalau dia tak nak buat banyak decision, buatlah satu decision. Remove Maguire punya captaincy tu. Kalau dia nak steam by Fred ke kan, masukkanlah. Tapi removekan Maguire punya captaincy. Sebab kalau Maguire tak remove, dia tendency untuk dia bermain ada sangat tinggi. So for me, remove lah dia punya Maguire punya captaincy tu. For me lah.
Okay, going into this I don't know, however many games are 3 games and whatnot lah. Actually, what are the expectations? Because if like really Ole turned up like Doc mentioned, okay, the next 3 games 3 wins. So what do you think how does that affect the fan base and then of course affect our future, Josh?
I'm not sure how will affect the many fan base we have. As you know, we got many types of fan base: the Ole ins, the Ole outs, the Ole tengah-tengah, and the Ole unsure. For me, Ole is gone. To be very honest, Ole is gone. He's no longer the manager, and I have this feeling that they are just tying up a new manager to be in the club. He's giving it like you said lah. The next 3 games, even though it will be a win, what's next after that? Will he still start McFred again? You know, so 3 wins and another 3 defeats, and it's like taking 1 step front and 3 step backwards. It's gone lah. For me, Ole, he has done his best for Manchester United. Respectfully, I think he should step down. If the board doesn't do it, he should do it. I mean, I'm putting myself as a manager, or any one of you guys, or even whoever the subscriber is out there, lah. If you were in Ole's position, lah, what would you do? Knowing that everyone there don't agree with your system, you are not even proving yourself right. You are going against the fans, and you are consistently bringing bad results and performance. I cannot see beyond the players. Now the problem is beyond the players. Last time we will always pick on Fred, we will always pick on Maguire, we will always pick on Pogba, and those are easy targets. But now with the targets like that, I feel that it's a manager and the whole the management team lah. I would say the coaches, Ole and whoever it is. I think they are out lah. We can't go longer with them lah. For to be very honest, if we even with the 3 wins, after that, it's not going to be a ray of sunshine for the club. That's what I feel lah personally.
Dom, tambah sikit,
Yo,
tambah sikit.
okay, tambah.
Judge,
Tak banyak
tapi
orang, tak banyak orang boleh tambah saja. Tak banyak
Tapi
orang.
kan, tapi you kata for the past 10 game ni memanglah kita tapi kenapa for the past 2 years tu it works tau, in terms of the positioning kita dah improve, in terms of mungkinlah there's a bit of gameplay dia menjadi tak jadi, on and off, but then this suddenly when it comes to the new season and additional of Cristiano Ronaldo, kan, suddenly dia macam dah tak jadi. Kenapa tu? Is it because of the player, or is it because of Ole dia jadi takut ke? Kenapa dia?
That is the thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, even if Ronaldo was the person who disrupt the system lah, we wouldn't be losing 5-0 to Liverpool lah. All right. Okay. Last season we lost 4-2. No, we let go 4, we scored 2. This season we let go 5 and don't score at all. How is that progress? You tell me. At home, in our home, and in Champions League, our advantage is home game. With this kind of score, we go against Bayern, Juventus, and a new manager, Barcelona. We will be screwed home and away. So I don't see how we are progressing from here.
Betul. Okay,
and then to add on another thing, I mean, basically like any other team. Okay, for example, like City lah, you put Ronaldo in there, definitely they will improve by tenfold. Okay, so maybe there's nothing really, there's no proper system in our team. So when big players like this, even regular additional players come in, like like Van der Beek, whoever, we cannot integrate them inside because we don't have a proper system. We don't know what we want and whatnot. So that's the thing. Okay, then there's this one good question I want to ask you guys. Okay, because Splendid Spy actually mentioned if he starts McFred again, I will off my tally immediately. Okay, which puts me into this situation. Okay, assuming that Ole, this is his last game or maybe last 3 games or whatever it is, going into this game, right? Do you expect him to do something drastic? Like, like we are saying that, hey, all this while the midfield that you're playing is crap and stuff, you shouldn't play, do your favoritism of players and whatnot. You should play based on players, based on their performance of their previous game and also how they're performing while they're training. So what if Ole suddenly totally change this thing? Do you think that you will show maybe like, hey, orang cakap you, like this, and then you're at the end of your job, then only you want to change. You're triggered by something. You're more of a reactive kind of a coach, a manager, rather than a proactive kind of manager. Josh, what do you think?
If he does that, right, Dom, I don't know if the other subscribers or fans will agree with me lah. It only shows he's already incompetent. He came with the past 2 years with a system with the 4-2-3-1, having 2 DMs, and it's not working for a time. If Ole had a system, he will still stick with it and perform better. That's what I feel lah. But if he's going to the next game, changing formation and changing the players, okay, fine. If you get the results, that's only proven that it's his incompetency, because the past 2 years he has been doing that, right? So
Mm.
but I hope he does take that change and then go up to the fans and say, you know what, this is my new system, and this it's all up to him to bring up himself lah. Don't bring Sir Alex Ferguson and be his his daddy or his guardian and do this lah. He should take that ownership lah, as a manager of the club and all those things. He should do. And for me, if he really do that drastic of a change, I to be honest, that's really incompetent of him lah. But I do hope he make some sort of change, maybe to take out. With all due respect to Fred, maybe he can still start, but maybe just start with Pogba on the side of him or Van der Beek the side of him. Don't start both of them. As simple as that. Try to start, make slow progress, win some games, and then he can try to justify. That only the board can tell lah. But for me, I still feel Ole is out because we are not going anywhere, or I don't see him taking us for a title lah. That's for me lah.
So regardless how what tactical changes he make from his previous games, his formation or whatever, basically is gone already lah for you lah, Josh.
For you lah.
The 5-0, the 5-0 is bad enough for everyone to understand that it takes so bad of a hitting to give up lah.
So even though dia keep on ada game yang dia menang, and dia mungkin lah ni just nak to be positive.
Kalau dia menang 6-0 3 game ni, boleh lah, boleh kasih chance sikit lah.
Okay.
Tapi but I don't think so it will happen lah.
Dok, prepare borang dok. Kasih kat Josh nanti ya. Borang
Selangor.
Oh, Selangor.
I said if Ole don't change club, I will still wear Selangor jersey for the show.
Okay, we got a comment by Daryl. Okay, still Ole out. I want the team to win the 3 matches if possible, but he is beyond his depth now. Okay, which brings me to the next question, Pija. Because I've been checking, some other Telegram groups, other groups and whatnot, and other forums and whatnot. So there are fans yang dia cakap for this next 3 game, they're all willing to burn just to get Ole out. What's your opinion on this? This type of mindset and their their style of thinking?
The mindset. I sebenarnya nak katakan, susah lah. For me lah, the way I nampak, bila kita nak wish something bad happen to us just because we want Ole out ke or anybody or manager, there's something wrong yang I rasa macam ada tak kena tau. Tapi I tak tahu nak panggil, bukan nak gelar apa-apa pun, tapi for me it doesn't sit right dengan me tau. Dia kata I want just tak apalah, biarlah kalah 4-0 5-0 asalkan Ole out kan. Biar lantak. But then it macam it doesn't sit right lah. Macam mana you guys boleh sanggup nak kalah tapi because of semata-mata ni. The way I nampak, you should be someone yang like, it's okay apa-apa pun, I dah tak kisah pasal Ole. What I want is the club winning. I don't care about Ole. I don't care siapa manager of the club currently. I just want my clubs to start winning right now until end of the season. Tu je. That should be the mentality yang sepatutnya kita ada.
Agree.
Daripada sekarang sampai end of season. You guys nak benci Ole, nak benci, ikut suka hati you guys tak? Tahu, as long as you guys believe that the club can start winning now until end of the season. For me lah, the way I nampak lah. Sebab because yalah, macam Telegram I kata ada je yang fan-fan yang kata I nak ni because of ni. Tapi yalah, for me I yalah, doesn't see lah. Even kalau you tanya Josh sendiri pun, Josh yang Ole out pun, dia pun rasa macam tak sedap tau.
Yes.
Tak tahu lah Josh kan. Rasa tak sedap lah. Yeah, you nak club kalah because of you nak sack Ole. So are you Ole haters atau are you
Manchester United fan?
Yeah,
yes, a good question, Pija.
At the end of the day, we are all Manchester United fans, including me. And I think going into the game against Spurs, against City, against Atlanta, they are all professionals lah. They will play they'll play their game lah. They will play their game. But what will affect them is their passion, playing for the manager. That will actually disrupt them. And also the system that Ole plays will not bring the value of what we are supposed to do, like attacking game, bringing the right players that are on form, playing the first 11. With his system, I don't think so. And at the end of the day, if we lose, we're going to say, the players are going against Ole and all. And I don't think so that will happen. Everyone will play their type of game. Whatever the manager asks you to do and asks you to play, if you play left wing, right wing, center forward and all, I think they will still play. It's just that we're going to lose passion. You will have players not playing full force for the manager and things like that. And in the Premier League, you will get punished lah. You play against Burnley at away, you will get punished lah. You know, you have players who are 110% Burnley players. They will demolish you lah. You know, and that's the reality lah.
We got a statement here by the moderator. All right, Tottenham will be a big challenge though. Can we keep Son and Kane quiet with Maguire starting? How do you know that Maguire is starting? this is just that one change. That one change, right? Okay, if Ole is given a chance to how to say manage the team for this particular game, right? One thing he can actually do for us, repay us fans, thank us fans, or thank whoever, is to bench Harry Maguire. Serious.
Yes.
Period. I've yet to find a fan. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, that support, right, that we should still give Maguire a chance. I have not to this day, ever since the Leicester game and even before that, I haven't found one particular person really defending Harry Maguire.
Dom, you know what type of change Ole will do or not? Because we leak in so many goals, he will change De Gea and put Henderson.
Yes, Henderson. Controversial remark. Okay, you're talking about drama and stuff. There's this controversial remark that actually Dean Henderson's distribution is better. Then will actually lead us to scoring more goals, to outscore our opponents. So maybe we should think about that.
Hey, technically we haven't got a clean sheet in the last 20 games, so who knows, right? That is probably always justification of justification of, you know, we don't want to leak goals, so we need to change the keeper.
We need to improve the communication between the goalkeeper and the centre backs, is it?
Correct, so that's why we need. So the communication was the issue.
Doc terus nak join lah lepas ni, tak boleh tahan.
I'm teasing Doc to come in.
Doc, coming up.
Okay, we got a comment by Louis Koo mentioning, I'm sure Ole will go with his usual favourites of Maguire and McFred. Okay, we don't really know because he's actually under a lot of criticism at this point.
Yeah.
Even in fact, there's some news coming out that actually after the Leicester game, he actually had an open discussion with all the players, and then that's where actually people voice out that saying that, hey, why are you playing an underperforming and out of form and injured player? Okay, they're basically talking about Harry Maguire lah. So I don't know, but anything that Ole actually do now, right? I think he's basically damn lah. If he actually play with Maguire, we will kecam him. If he don't play with Maguire, and then if he puts in, for example, Varane and even Bailey lah, we all fans, you know, will be saying like, hey, oh, dah nak kena sack baru you nak tukar, you know, that kind of stuff. So basically, you know, I don't know.
Betul
the least Ole could do now, make a slot the changes like Maguire, McFred and all those, get the wins lah. At least he also can do as a manager. He's not out anyway, right? As much as I'm an Ole out or there are fan base of Ole out, the least you can do is prove your tactics, prove that, you know, you can beat the big teams, and you have your best chance now actually. You have Spurs, you have Atlanta, and you have Man City. Man City is also a big game for us at home. You know, and even though in his mind that he thinks that, oh, you know what, I'm going to go out anyway, you do your best anyway. And who knows, Newcastle or Barcelona might get him. So, you know, so
Barcelona,
I mean, Ole, as much as the players want to do well, you know, putting things aside, Ole also should do it. And, you know, take out Maguire, partner Varane, and maybe, you know, Lindelof and things like that. You know,
Okay.
I hope that changes is made lah.
Okay, and then the thing now is there's a lot of rumors, and then somehow some of it seems to be quite true that a couple of managers are waiting in the wing, especially namely Antonio Conte. So this one I cannot ask Pijal. I ask Josh first because Pijal is Ole in kan. Hari ni tak pakai you punya baju kan. Okay, I tanya you dulu. What's your opinion on the managers coming in? Do you think that if they inherit this particular squad, I mean, of course lah, for you tak nak lah, but if just say they inherit this squad, do you think they can turn this around and really push us to be a title challenging a team? Pijal.
Josh, me.
You.
Ingat tadi cakap dengan Josh. Sorry. So, apa tadi Dom question? I totally forgot.
Panjang weh saya punya soalan. You tengok balik replay. No lah. Basically, right? Okay, with this other managers waiting in the wing. Do you think that if they take over Ole's punya responsibility,
Okay,
he
I
can
dah
turn this
understand.
around, make the season salvage the season, and
Yes,
possibly make us title contenders, win some trophies, which you also want, Pijal. Okay.
Yes. Okay, dia macam ni. Dia ada soalan je. For me, soalan dia simple je. Ole out, siapa yang you guys nak ganti? Kalau Ole in, kalau dia dapat berikan title, adakah you guys still believe in him or not? Tu je. Tahu, nampak tak? Bila dia dah keep on winning kan, of course dia akan challenge the title tahu. For me lah, the way kalau katakan dia dah at least menang satu trophy until at the end of the season, I will still keep him for next season.
Hello,
Okay, Pijal, I ask you a question, Pijal.
Kita ada 3 game bagi dia, you cakap apa end to the season, you jangan.
Do you really think Ole will win us a title this season? Personally, do you think?
No, for my judgment, he will win a trophy, not a title. That's the difference.
Okay, what trophy?
Any trophy. UCL, FA Cup atau league title. Any trophy. Any of this trophy, kalau dia menang salah satu, then I want him to stay and carry on for next season. Any trophy.
So you say this season he will win one of those trophy?
Yes.
Based on the past few games we played lah, the 8 games and the Premier League games and then the Champions League game, do you see a pattern that we are maybe getting there one?
You know the pressure kan, the pressure. Starting this week, interim Ole akan datang sampai end of the season. Believe me. You can quote me and you can put me this video, di suara semua cakap Ole interim akan datang start minggu ni.
Why if really start in minggu ni, why doesn't the Ole interim appear the past few weeks at the start of the season? Why?
That's a 100 million question. I pun tak tahu kenapa dia. Mungkin for me the downside ni I rasa the trust yang dia ada pada players dia tu yang orang kata the downside for Ole lah. Maksudnya dia terlalu percayakan those player yang for the last 2 season tu orang kata mungkin dah perform bukanlah kata brilliantly, the perform memang up to the standard yang Ole dah letak tau. So this season mungkin dia terlalu lebih percaya lagi, so dia dah menjadi punca kepada Ole. Tu lah for me lah, the way I nampak.
Okay,
wouldn't that make him a bad manager in that sense if he's trusting too much and he's not getting the results?
A bit. For me a bit lah, boleh kata lah. Tapi I tak lah, for me I memang for my view is I still judge Ole for the past 2 season yang dia dah buat pada kita, not for the past 10 games yang dah lepas ni. Tu je. Yep.
Hello, Syed. Welcome.
Mr. Pogba.
That's why lucky. He's saving the question for you, man. Well, he's saving for the spotlight. He came in just for the spotlight. Okay, but before that, we got a comment by Splendid Spike. Ronald Koeman has already been sacked by Barca, a legend in Barca as a player, but the board still sacked him. The United board should also be ruthless with their past players. I mean, in this case, you're trying to say that we should really, really pull the plug with the Ole Gunnar situation. Okay, so this one I will just point to you, Syed. What do you think about this?
I mean, this shows there is a structure in Barcelona. They had a problem with the manager. I think I'm reading somewhere like he already decided that he wants to sack Koeman. I think 3 matches ago. So he is going to be sacked. That means they already had a plan. Okay, if this guy gets sacked, then they already initiated a conversation with Xavi. And I think, I can't remember the name, but they already have a name for interim manager. So interim manager is ready to take over the club. And meanwhile, they are having some negotiation and agreement with Xavi. And Xavi will come as a new manager. Barcelona shows that this club has a structure. They already have plan A, B, and C. But what we only have Ole, and we are stuck with Ole now. We find someone else to take over the position, but I don't know the club. They're just casually sitting and waiting for a miracle or something.
So okay, which manager? Okay, Pijal, you continue dulu. You nak cakap apa?
No, I just want to ask, but for me, Syed, Barcelona is actually currently in the easier position because they have someone that they want to look into, that they have someone like they understand the DNA of the Barcelona tau. So for them, it's easier for them. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we just set Coman and we bring in Xavi. But for us, for Manchester United, we don't have that now. So that's why mungkin the board
We
tu a
should
bit
have.
reluctant in
Yeah.
terms of.
By the way, Coman is in the DNA of Barcelona. He was one of the Champions League winners, or actually one of the very first Champions League winners for Barcelona. He knows the in and out, and he is also one of the Dutch players who was in the total football of Barcelona. He knows the DNA, but he doesn't perform like. And what just now the comment that you showed just now, he is a legend on the club. Actually, he was a legend, but like what Syed say, there was a structure, there was a system. Even their interim manager, I think his name is Sergi Barjuan. I think he because he
Yeah.
knows which player to pick already. You know, and you can have different players even from the youth setup. They will play their role, and Barcelona has that as an advantage, lah. And Koeman, I think from the last 5 games, we already know he's gonna get sacked, lah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of which result and whether they are in contact with Xavi, and then he comes in, lah. But Koeman has always known the DNA of Barcelona, and that's why he was appointed in the first place.
Okay, Said, which manager? I mean, with all the rumored managers, which one would you prefer, and which one would you think will actually take us, how to say, to the next level?
Considering the score and the quality of players we have, I think any manager would come and can take us to the next level. Next level means better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If you get
as in
Eric,
win,
you get
win.
No.
Progression,
Even
progression.
Eddie Howe even Eddie Howe pun you kata you can improve the club currently.
You never know. You never know. Maybe. anyone,
Eddie Howe.
anyone which has a plan. Yeah. Anyone which has a plan to use the squad, has a system to play. Then I think we can have a progression better than Ole. But I would see Manchester United.
You're breaking up. I didn't get. Didn't get what you just say. You're breaking up.
I mean, my personal choice would be Zidane to come and take over this position.
Zidane
Oh,
tak nak.
Zidane.
Zidane don't want
not because of the French connection about Pogba, because I don't know if Zidane would come, then maybe Pogba will still leave the club. Not because of Pogba, but because of the CV which he has. Ex-player, wonderful player, manager, wonderful manager. Winning 3 Champions League is not a joke. You cannot say like he won just because of Ronaldo. Like beating Bayern, Juve, Barcelona, City, all those big clubs in Europe. It's a big thing, and he already proven on the biggest stage of football club. Because Premier League is a tough stage, but Champions League is the toughest stage which a manager has proved, and 3 consecutive Champions League, it's already said enough.
Hey Josh, what about Antonio Conte?
Antonio Conte, I actually have some doubts with him because he likes to have his players like the old school players lah, like like the people like Zlatan or someone who's like Ramos and this type of players. But he gets his trophies. But if you ask me if Conte were to come, I'll be more than happy because Ole is doing so bad that any managers come in, they will do a better job. That's for me. And my personal choice would be either the Ajax manager, which I think will be a long shot anyway, Zidane, and then Conte lah. But even if Conte comes in, I think he has the pedigree for Champions League. He knows the Premier League also very well. He knows what he's going against. He knows when to come in. 110% he will get 2 or 3 signings already. Defensive players, maybe 2 centre back, 1 DM, or 2 DM, 1 centre back, whatever the case scenario. This is his first 3 signings normally. All right, and we know we are leaking goals. This is what he will do first lah. And I feel that when Conte comes in, and if we act now, we will win either the Champions League, and we are still in the BPL. 8 points is not so far away.
Yes,
City also was, I think, 10 or 12 points mid through the season, and they really caught up. And actually, to be honest, United also always starts after Christmas lah. So if can, give 2 weeks to be in the club, and I think that the biggest favorite now is Conte, and I hope Conte comes in ASAP lah. And I think he already have his favorite players lah.
Oh yeah, let me just share. Since you mentioned, let me just share. I just read this actually. A report from Italy says Antonio Conte would be more than happy to work with the following players. Hey, wait, come on, silence, please. All right, Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Pogba, Rafael Varane, Alex Telles, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, and especially Anthony Martial. Yes. So with that is settled. With that is settled.
Macam mana nak mute audio, I mean?
You ambil lah keluar. Okay, guys. All right. Let's move to the next topic. Right. Okay. Apparently that there's a lot of news like just now we highlighted a bit that there are a number of players that actually voiced out their opinion on Ole Gunner's management and also the coaching staff. Okay. The one rumored is Eric Bailly lah. He's one of them lah. Very very vocal about the way that Ole is managing his how to say people like Harry Maguire, favoritism and whatnot going on, and then don't really reward those who are actually performing and those who are actually working very hard in the training ground. Okay, so Syed, what do you think about this? And then what do you think that, all this while we always think that Ole Gunner is someone who is very, how to say, his best point of being a manager is his ability to manage. But it seems like actually all this while, from what is coming out now, he don't really seem like one of those good manager. What do you think about that, Syed?
I mean, you can see, for example, for the past 2 months or 3 months since the league started, we saw like the lineup he's picking. Even we fans, we can see like the players who deserve to be start, they are on the bench. So when you do those kind of stuff, obviously you will create some kind of negative energy in the squad. Those players who deserve to be on the pitch, they are not playing. Van de Beek is one of the case. We can debate about, okay, Van de Beek deserve to be in the squad or not, but definitely he keep playing Sonny and Fred and as a double protection, even though we. So obviously, like players like maybe Pogba or Van de Beek or even Matic, they can demand like, why I'm not playing. The players you are choosing, they are not performing on the pitch. Same goes with the backside line, which is Maguire and Lindelof. So Maguire came back from the injury and then he made some blunders during Leicester game, the back pass to De Gea, and then Atlanta, he was again responsible for all the goals. And then you can see at Liverpool against Salah and all those players, he was clueless. So a player like Eric Bailly, which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself give him the 3-year contract. He must be asking like, I've signed a new contract, but I'm not playing, not good for anyone. He's fit, he's playing for every coach, but he cannot get inside the team of Manchester United. So obviously, like players signing the contract, they're just staying on the bench. Nobody wants to sit on the bench, and especially you don't want to sit on the bench when you see the other players are not performing on the pitch. I saw the picture of Eric Bailly, like head down, in a very sad posture. Like they wants to play. They are eager to play. They're eager to perform. They're eager to like prove the manager and prove the fans that yes, we can play. But if manager is not giving the chance, then the managers need to listen to them, and players has a right to go against the manager. They are all professional players. They are all capable. The manager needs to give them the chance, and it's very natural. For example, in any organization or in any group of even for example, we are playing futsal. If I know I can play better and my manager is not giving me a chance, obviously I will turn up. I will say, okay, where is my chance? And when the result is also not proving, the players he is favoring and they are not performing, then those players has a right to speak up. But I think there's a divide in the squad. The English players and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer favorite player, they are on the one side, and players like Matic or Van de Beek or you can say Pogba as well. But even though he came out and then he already said like he's respecting the club and respecting the manager and also the players, so he don't want to say anything. But obviously Pogba didn't start against Atlanta, didn't start against Liverpool. Two big matches, Champions League at home, Liverpool at home. He's capable enough to play. If manager cannot play him or cannot use him, that's the manager's fault. We know the players' quality is there, but the manager is not playing. So I think there's a favoritism going on. The English players, Scottish players, the so-called DNA of the British or whatsoever you want to say. So yeah, there's a divide in the dressing room.
Okay, Pijal, going into the Spurs game,
Yep.
how do you think yang benda macam ni, this current unrest in the dressing room? Okay, there are players, there are rumored 6 players and support Ole Gunner. That one we know McFred, Harry Maguire, maybe the English players, Marcus Rashford or whoever lah. But there's still a division going on. Macam mana like going into the game? How do you think that this will affect our coming game against Spurs? Do you think like the players, like maybe they play with maybe, I don't know, not their 100% or what do you think?
No lah, these words in terms of player kata apa player tak perform because of dia nak sabotage. Yalah macam kita ada rumours ada orang kata teori konspirasi kata kan apa Maguire and Shaw tak perform because of dia nak apa Dean Henderson back to the first 11. All this teori conspiracy ni, I don't believe in that in terms of player tak perform tau. For me, you are a professional player. You should have performed whenever you are put into the selection. But then there's a form. Itulah mungkin for the past 2-3 game ni, Maguire, Shaw and Manfred tu not performing. And for me, they are professional enough lah in terms of whenever they have been put into the starting 11, play their best, more than 110%. Because they are playing for Manchester United, what?
Okay, then now, of course, with the social medias and whatnot, right? That's coming all the ex-players and also the pundits now. That everyone they are giving their opinion. Okay, especially the two Neville brothers, Gary Neville and Philip Neville. They are very, I mean, in a way, supporting their buddy Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Okay, how to say? I mean, questioning the fans. Hey, how come you all, kecham our players, our United players, the player that actually won us the Champions League and whatnot. So Josh, what do you think about the involvement of ex-players in, how to say, in like stirring up and like coming down the current situation?
The two brothers is not doing so well as managers. Gary Neville has been a big failure in Valencia. Phil Neville is not doing so great in Inter Miami. It's all commercial thing. They're getting involved on for commenting about Ole's job as a manager. It's really you see the connection there. No, they are
Yeah.
really in that level only. You're not talking about the different level of like the Klopps, the Tuchels, the Pep, and all those things. So putting them getting involved in the club, it's not getting any better, to be very honest. Especially when your team is not doing so well. The least they can do is, what, support the team. Say you support the team. Come out and say support the team. Yes, we do. We did badly. It was an embarrassing result and all that. That's the only thing they can do now to if they are so pro Ole. That's the only thing they can do. Owning it, owning it. They cannot be saying that, oh, give him some time. Oh, do this. Oh, you should change the formation. Oh, trust in Maguire. It's not making the club better, to be very honest. It's not even helping Ole in that sense. If they want to get involved, at least use some sense, to support and own it and say, what, yes, it was embarrassing and all those things. That's the only thing they can do now, because by they involving and telling, going against some fans to say that give him some time and all this, you can only get backfired lah. And more now, it's becoming not only Malacca having politics, even in Old Trafford, people are having politics now already. So you can see that large sum of pro Ole and some people who is wanting to do the best for the club lah, and giving reality check to them instead. And guess what? Carragher is the one is giving us a reality check of all people.
Exactly. Like what Daryl just mentioned, Carragher is more concerned about us than Gary Neville. Okay, we got another comment here. Wait, let me look up for the comment first. It's going to be a yo-yo ride for Ole for the next 3 matches before he salvages his job. But what's the next plan? His ideology doesn't work effectively with the number of players in the squad. I think this is we discussed this already. Exactly. I think we got the same mindset, except Pijal lah. Pijal got a different mindset lah. Okay. he's drinking a different type of water lah. Okay. Pijal, just joking. Tima. Okay, we got a comment by Louis Chong mentioned Gary is blindly supporting Ole, which is very true. Which seems like now whatever that is happening in our club is all like they mentioned the friends connection. So like you're talking about like the manager, the coaching staff and whatnot. It's all about friends. How to say not based on your CV, what you achieved in the past and whatnot. What do you think about that, Said?
Even Gary Neville said live on the Sky Sports, like, he's my mate, I will not go against him. I mean, what else you want?
Exactly.
Yeah, he bluntly said he's my mate.
But then say even during Jose and also Luis Van Gaal, he doesn't voice out opinion in terms of, oh, let's just sack both of them and get a new manager come in. But
yeah, I agree. Like he never say to any manager to go out, Van Gaal or David Moyes and also Jose Mourinho. But still, you can see like he was criticizing as a fan. Like if there is something wrong, he would say there's a wrong with Jose Mourinho. But with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he has never said anything wrong about any performance. Losing 5-0 against Liverpool, you cannot say like give him a time. There is no point you can give him a time right now. If there is something wrong, just say it's wrong. You can say like, okay, I don't want manager to be sacked. Let's wait until the end of the season. I can get this, but not saying that something wrong in the club or Ole is not able to perform until now. This is wrong for me.
The comments, right? Now a lot of the viewers, they know the trick. They know the trick to get Coach Dom to click. For example, I can't help it. The plot Malaysia. All right, this is most likely Ram. Hi Ram. Dom, should Martial start against Spurs? I mean, whoever that starts right under this manager and this coaching staff, right, will not perform. Okay, in a way that I'm very sure, like, yeah, Martial. No, not Martial, which is the truth. We won't see the best out of the players. Okay, maybe there's a possibility that's not a possibility. It is a fact that Martial can actually play much better, but then the way that we are playing now actually limits his contribution to the team. Okay, this one we can see, like, people like Cristiano Ronaldo also, a lot of players like that. They cannot really perform and whatnot. Jadon Sancho and whatnot also, you can actually see he's performing so well in Borussia Dortmund. When he comes in to our system, everyone is lost. So yeah, should Marcel start? Probably not, because if he does, then they will divert all the attention to Marcel instead of Ole. So no, Marcel, please don't start.
Dom, this is the only time Martial can play bad, but they still be blaming Ole.
No, it's hard. It's tough.
Okay, Dom. One question, Dom. If Ole start the same player, the one that against Everton, would you be happy or not?
The first half.
The first half of Everton, if Ole start that tactics in terms of you guys nampak kan dia punya gameplay. I think that's the one game yang in terms of this 1 month period yang United main tak result tak bagus tapi play decent now. Would you be happy with that?
I think for that, yes, I think I'll be happy with that. Of course, with Marcel scoring the goal, but yeah, I'll be happy because that was one of the games. No, to be honest, okay, apart from the goal, assuming Marcel don't score the goal, that was one of the game where the players, they know what they're actually doing.
Yes,
they seem a bit more fluid. They pass fast and whatnot. I don't know why. I don't know again, I don't know whether
Ronaldo.
That's why. You cannot.
Cavani started that game.
Yeah, maybe Cavani. Yes. Maybe Cavani is because of Cavani starting the game. The aura that he brings to the field, the way that he tracks back, his hardworking, his passion. I think it grow on the player.
But,
which we were the first kita check up the Ronaldo effect. Well, but actually it's the Cavani effect. That actually
still remember kan apa backlash kita dapat daripada all the media, all the fans kata kenapa Ole tak start with Ronaldo. So those kind of things lah. So for me, if Ole start, if Ronaldo start on the bench and Cavani and with the same 11 yang lawan Everton, I will be happy because we know that everyone will perform.
Yes, at least they play a style of football. There's a style there. Okay, we got a comment by the Dev B Studio. The entire collapse started when United fans were excited about Ronaldo's arrival instead of a proper DM. The department is your weak link at the moment. Imagine Kamavinga there. Okay, the thing is...
What a comment.
Apparently, right, we were actually lining up for a DM, but then Ronaldo... Okay, in that case, I think every United fan will be guilty with this. Ronaldo going to City, we cannot accept that. No matter what, we cannot accept that. There's a pros and cons kind of situation at that time. But even that time, even all the I would say, all those channels, all those pundits or whoever, they'll be like, sign Ronaldo. We need to get Ronaldo. Even Sir Alex Ferguson was very, very vocal about that. That is a different thing altogether. So yeah, but I don't know. I think it comes down to the incompetency of the board, because I think Ronaldo basically will pay for himself. He comes in the number of jerseys that they sell, the share prices go up. Yeah.
But if Ronaldo pays for himself, then why we stop after signing Ronaldo?
Exactly. That's why I say the board. If you know the board is not competent,
for himself, then the board also buy a DM.
Yes, the board is not competent in that sense. In the sense whereby they want to hunt for things. So if anything, we shouldn't say that the United fans. It's the board, the United board, that is messing with our team, playing with our passion, the fans' feelings and whatnot. So really, if anything, point to the board. Nothing to do with the fans. Because Ronaldo is a legend, man. Him coming back is a great thing, but him coming back into this shit show that we have right now, I think most of us, we feel very sad for him and whatnot. I think he himself feels frustrated at the moment. Yeah.
Actually, if I may add, Dom, it's actually why do we blame Ronaldo? Why cannot be Varane? Why could it be Sancho? Because the DM was our most critical position comparatively to all the signings. Actually, to be honest, why are we only single outing Ronaldo? And Ronaldo is a centre forward. If there's anyone to do a mistake on the pitch, a centre forward do a mistake can always sub him out. It's okay. The least mistake to be done is the defensive midfielder and the centre back. If you're playing your white players, if you make that mistake, you still can have cover, you know. But if your DM and your center back is your core don't play well, that's when you are in deep trouble, and that is actually our biggest trouble. So I wouldn't single out Ronaldo. If Kamavinga was our target from the board, we should have got him way earlier, even before Sancho or Varane, to be honest. But I think he's just sidelining lah to Ronaldo. Yes, you know,
If
it's an emotional signing lah for him.
if there's anything, right? If there's anything, I would say we should have let go of Sancho and we should have gotten the DM. That was
Yes.
my personal opinion from the start.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely. He
But-
shouldn't. He
but
shouldn't
for
because
me-
we never. I mean, yeah. Side, go ahead.
But I think Sancho, we still needed a Sancho because we don't have anyone on the right side. So Sancho for me is more essential signing rather than Ronaldo. We should have sacrificed Ronaldo for a CDM. If this is my personal opinion, you already have Cavani.
Dude,
Yeah.
at
No,
that
you-
time, right, when we signed Ronaldo, all of us were crying, okay?
Yes.
Side, you cried the most, okay? You cried the most. You
It's a
cried the most.
it's a bonus
okay?
signing. It's a bonus
It's a
signing.
bonus
but-
signing.
but
Yes, I agree on that.
it's a bonus signing. Like you cannot say no to Ronaldo, but if you have a choice, then Sancho was more essential signing rather than Ronaldo. Considering
at
the
that
age
time,
as well.
I
I mean, he's 36.
I think at that time, right, our mind as fans, we talk about fans, is already out the window. We don't care. We see the number,
This
the
is-
18 years old Ronaldo coming in back,
Yeah.
you know, and whatnot. So we cannot deny that. And then I think it's all right because we are fans after all. It's a how to say a fairy tale kind of story, the return of Cristiano Ronaldo, and it finally happened. You see. So yeah, definitely you can't blame the fans on that. Okay, so we move on to this controversial topic. Okay, maybe I'll start with Pijal first lah. All right, Pijal.
Yep.
Sir Alex Ferguson. Okay, his
Okay.
involvement right now with apparently he plays a part in keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the moment. So what do you think about like just now we were talking about ex players and then now ex managers coming back in to like help control the show and whatnot? What do you think about that?
Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager of all time. Kalau you nak kutuk Gary Neville ke, if you want to kutuk Phil Neville ke, I tak kisah Roy Keane ke, you nak kutuk lah. But not Sir Alex Ferguson. He brings joy to the club and he deserve. I mean, yelah, he's a legend kan. Also for the club like Manchester United, his view too is very important for the club. So for me, basically he makes no lah, bukan lah nak kata mungkin the right choice lah in terms of helping the board maintaining Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a current manager for Manchester United. Yep. So itulah.
Okay, Said, no, wait. Before I go into Said, I asked Josh first. Josh, what do you think about the involvement of Sir Alex Ferguson in this situation?
Vishal, I think you having some team so I hope to have some also because I feel yes. One thing I would agree with you is that SAF Sir Alex Ferguson is the godfather of football. He did the best for his club. But the problem is he's micromanaging the club. That is where I cannot take it. All right, he's coming to the pitch with Ole and telling to support your managers. It's like going to your school and telling, please guys, don't bully my son. Come on, you're a manager of the club. Why do you need to do that? You know? And on top of that, all of that, right? I think Sir Alex Ferguson, in his previous tenure of managers, he did make some mistakes also. Like he always say, David Moyes was the chosen one. He needs to be there, right? He even talked about Bebe. You know, of course, Sir Alex Ferguson, with the mistake he has done, he has proven everybody that he was the greatest manager of all time.
Yep.
But now it's about time he get off the pitch, stop micromanaging, and only work in the board for commercial reasons. Even that very light touches of commercial reasons. Like for example, the signing of Ronaldo or help the Glazers on commercial on jerseys or signing up the brands and things like that. But never ever micromanage a team. You see, this is where the problem comes in, Even if Ole was that good, he's having a problem because there are people micromanaging him. That's the problem.
But I tak rasa lah dia micromanaging. He just like it's a very dia macam orang yang tak involve pasal club. But then when it comes to the most important question for the club, dia datang. Dia bagi dia punya view. For me lah yang I nampak, I tak rasa pun dia micromanaging. The way I nampak lah, tak tahulah kan. For
Okay,
me.
Syed, what do you think about that, Syed?
I mean, to start with a statement like a huge respect to Sir Alex Ferguson. He's personally for me, he's like a father figure. I always look upon him, the way he handles situation. I learned a lot of things from him as a personality, as how he manages everything. It influenced my life as well. But like Sir Alex Ferguson started, I think 1986, 87, and then his last game was in 2013. Now we are talking about we are in 2021. After 2 months, it will be 2022. You see your competition, you see what's happening going on in the Champions League, even at the international level. The football has already evolved from the time Sir Alex Ferguson was there. Even like during his last stages of managing Manchester United, we played, I think, 3 Champions League final and we won one of them. In 4 years, we played 3 Champions League. And if you remember the way Pep Guardiola outclassed Sir Alex Ferguson, it's a fact that Pep Guardiola outclassed Sir Alex Ferguson in the final. And you can see the face. We all know, like Zidane was sitting next to him, and then he was very scared to see how Pep has already outclassed in all department of the field. So you can see from there his downfall was already started. But the good thing is he ended up his last season, he won the Premier League, and then he retired. So once he retired, for me personally, I think he should step aside. Whatever he has done, thank you so much. But now let other people manage the club and manage the players as well. Micromanaging in terms like, for example, even if he's
Syed. You're freezing, Syed.
See. Yo.
Ini you ke? PM you ke?
Itulah backup lagi Sir Alex Ferguson.
sorry, we missed you there.
No, he can come to the stadium every game. It's good to have Sir Alex Ferguson in the stadium and watch every game. The camera also capture him all the time. But I think for the making decisions about who should manage the club, or he is influencing the club in a negative way now. I think he is too personal with Manchester United, which I can consider because he loved the club so much. But now this is becoming a negative side when we see from the outside of the picture. So, for example, now Sir Alex Ferguson is backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is really wrong for me, because now we need somebody who can come up with the brain, not with the heart or not with any sentiments. He loves Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's just like his student, and he wants him to be successful at the club. So I think this is Sir Alex Ferguson's personal choice, a personal ego, where he wants Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be successful. But because of his personal egos and his personal stance on backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it is going to sacrifice our performance, our results, and eventually we are not going to win any trophies in near future. We all know like there is a huge lacking in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system. We haven't seen any pattern, any system, any tactics, no in-game decisions. The way he is handling the squad right now, it's all in front of everyone. We can all see the performance is not there. So now Sir Alex Ferguson backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for his personal ego, that he wants him to be good. This is where I think this is wrong, where he should step back. He should not be part of the board of the board of director. He can take, like he can come to Malaysia, he can stay in Langkawi in a resort, he can enjoy football matches, and he can enjoy his life. He should
like that. Come on, lah. You can't say that. Alex Ferguson, dude. This is a total different thing, right? Like when we had the Martial thing and Sir Alex Ferguson thing, it's a total different thing. You cannot.
I know.
Bring it. Although it's for the sake of a conversation, a discussion, you cannot bring someone like Sir Alex Ferguson down to that kind of level where you cannot.
No, down to a level. Maybe my words are a bit extreme, but my idea is he should stay away from making decisions for this football club now. He has done his part, which we all appreciate. We will remember until we die, and we will still remember as the best ever manager we have seen. Not in Manchester United, but in world football. Everybody appreciates. I don't have to say anything. Like we all know the worth of Sir Alex Ferguson. But since he is outdated and he is bringing his personal likings and personal egos, which the club, this is where I think he should step back and he can enjoy his holiday. He can stay away from making decisions. He can be part of Manchester United. He will be part of Manchester United until his last breath. And may he live longer, but he will be part of the club, but not he should not be in the part of decisions.
Okay, we got a comment. Wait, before that, we got a comment by Doc. Doc is like being very, very vocal on the comment segment. All right. One time he defends Oli and he's micromanaging. What do you think?
Betul lah tu.
What do you think about that, Josh? I think this is pointing to you, lah, Josh.
I know. He's pointing to me, and that's the best part about JomUnited. You can share your opinions, even though it's not favorable. So yeah, I mean, for me, I feel Ole. Sir Alex Ferguson still feels Ole as his student. You know, he's not giving him the respect of a manager. I would say, not to say respect, lah. I mean, maybe that is a harsh word, lah. But I don't think so. He's giving him the platform to be a manager in that sense. Who on the board will come and give Ole 3 more games? If you are a board, you shouldn't be even telling that. You if you want to come up to say, you know what, support your manager and things like that. Don't tell specifically, give your thing 3 more games. Then what happened to the last few games? And this is not the first time only Ole has a backing of Sir Alex Ferguson. He has many times got back with Sir Alex Ferguson on the very few bad games that we had, and we agreed on that time when we were beaten 6-1 with Spurs. Ferguson also backed Ole, and we all as a fan we agreed. And I think as a fans we also said, you know what, we still need to give time for Ole. But things has gotten worse. There's no progress up to now. And what I personally feel is that, if we had a different style of manager, not the sort of like an Ole or maybe a Steve Bruce or this kind of people who come in, that people like Sir Alex Ferguson still can control these kind of players. We don't want that. We want a different style. I just hope that a lot of the board members can accept, welcome to modern football. Abramovich will never go and tell to Lampard, you got 3 more games. He will never say that. What he did, he sacked him. Thank you very much. You did a brilliant job. But we know we cannot escalate. We cannot escalate further. He brought in Tuchel. Tuchel have half season and they brought the Champions League. That's modern football, because there was a time where the players of Chelsea didn't want to play for the manager already. And as much as they love Lampard as a legend, as a fan, as who he is, he has done as his maximum. We need to admit, guys, Ole has done his limit. He will not go to the next level. If you ask me, tomorrow if you play Man City, the next day we're going to play Juventus, the next day we're going to play all these other games.
You've been commenting so much in the comment section. I cannot take it. I'm distracted. Okay, say your piece now. Quick.
Okay.
Go.
No, I really think that we should look at the word micromanaging and see how many people understand the word micromanaging. Since when Fergie came and micromanaged anything that's happening at Old Trafford in the recent times? This is the first time he's coming in after so long to defend Ole. We don't even know what is the whole story in the background, right? It could be just the board milking Sir Alex Ferguson to get the fans on the side. There's so many things. Okay, he's not micromanaging. He's not coming before and made any comments. He sits there quietly, watches his game, and goes back home. This is the only time that he's come in and said something. And I don't agree with the fact that everybody is saying he's micromanaging, get out of the club. I think that's really ridiculous.
Before that, one comment by Colin Smurf, who is supposedly busy now. DNA of United. DNA mutates, and many United fans still living the DNA they witnessed in the 90s, early 20s, when they are in their early 20s. What do you guys think about it? Okay, shoot.
I have one question for Doc. Do you think that it was a right move? Okay, like you said, we don't know what's happening in the background. Likewise, we don't know if Sir Alex is also micromanaging Ole. Okay, we all have to admit that, all right? But would you think it was a right move for Sir Alex to come to the pitch and tell the players to back your manager? Was it a right move? I ask you this question.
First of all, I don't think he's micromanaging Ole, because if he's micromanaging Ole, he'll be somewhere at the top of the league already by now. Okay? not struggling down here. No, but I think, I think what is going on is like, I don't know whether the club just don't have a successor in place yet, right? And maybe that's why they're giving him some time. Now, in that time, and he's got 3 games to somehow, get the results back on track. I think there's nothing wrong in Fergie coming and telling the players to back a manager, because we've seen in the last few weeks, right? There's a bit of unrest. Bailly coming out and saying things, probably Van der Beek training on his own. People are highlighting that as something different. So I think there's nothing wrong for him to come and say, what, look, back your manager. Whatever it is, you got 3 games, back your manager, play to your hearts, play your hearts out. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And coming from a person with Sir Alex Ferguson standing in the game, the players will also tend to, it might bring up their confidence, it might bring up their semangat, everything. There's nothing wrong with that, I feel.
How long do you think that? Wait, one question to Doc.
Yeah.
One question to Doc. One quick one. Doc, how long do you think that this can actually last? Moving forward, we can't always have the retired man to always come back and to motivate. It gets boring. Maybe during the interim period, right? Ole actually did that and it actually worked. It gets repetitive and stuff. Maybe we really need a competent type of manager, a system going on, which we don't require anything from the past to come and interfere. What do you think about that?
No, but how many times since LVG has been in the club, since Mourinho has been in the club, since even Ole has been in the club, how many times have you heard Fergie coming into the picture? None. What? Not
they were at that point world-class managers.
I remember one thing.
Whether or not they were world-class managers, they were all going through also tough times, right? Didn't LVG go through tough times? Didn't Mourinho, the whole situation became toxic? Did Fergie come and step in? He was one of Fergie's choices as well to take over Mourinho initially. He didn't come and step in there. So how can you say it's micromanaging? You should not interfere with the club's issues. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember one instance talking about the micromanagement. I think in 2018, and it was Munich Air disaster memorial ceremony outside Old Trafford. And there was all the players, they were shaking hands with Sir Alex Ferguson. And there comes Scott McTominay. And then Sir Alex Ferguson pointed to Scott McTominay and told Jose Mourinho, you have to play him. So this is also one of the instances of micromanagement which Sir Alex Ferguson is doing. So he was pointing Jose Mourinho that this kid, you have to play in this kid.
I think we are not stopping you from talking. I think it's the
nothing to do with it.
Unify guy. No, but your friend, your tag team partner has something to do with it. Okay, wait. We got a comment here. Okay, we got a comment by the Club Malaysia again. Hari. Sorry, Ram. How about Arsene Wenger as interim? He won't need Fergie to say anything to players. How? So it's like you don't want the Tyrannosaurus Rex and then you want the Brachiosaurus. So both dinosaurs, man. I think we should all move on from the past, whatever from the past. We need fresh blood to carry this club forward. That's my opinion.
Ole tak boleh.
Fresh blood. Fresh blood. Not toxic blood. Ole already somehow toxic already,
No lah, Ole okay.
Ole mana the toxic. Pijal, take another sip of your juice dulu sebelum you continue.
Minum dulu. Tunjuk cawan semua orang.
So a quick one. Okay, I think we are actually at the end already. We got maybe a few more minutes left. So maybe the viewers, what's your opinion on Sir Alex Ferguson? All right. While we continue to discuss, maybe just throw in your opinion. Sir Alex Ferguson involved with Manchester United, whether so-called micromanaging or psychology or whatever it is. Do you think that we still need Sir Alex Ferguson? Okay, or we just keep a good memory of him, our past. We gotta move on, find a new legend or a new manager that is gonna take us further. New legend, something like that.
Siapa legend?
The thing about Sir Alex, right? He's too involved on the pitch, I would say. Micromanaging could be a word with different definitions here, but he's too involved with the pitch. That's the thing. And like Syed say, he even introduced players to the manager. Yes, he may be a good player, but let the manager decide that. Who is good, who is well, who plays the first 11 and so forth. And for Sir Alex Ferguson, he's legend. I mean, to every United fan, he is always be with us in our hearts and with our soul and things like that But it's time for modern football guys. We need a new manager and we need that kind of push. If not, we will be still living in the DNA. 30 years we are going to be like Liverpool 30 years time, and then we win a title because of what? Of the change that we are supposed to do 20 years back.
There are Liverpool fans watching, right? They are enjoying us talking about all of this. By
I
the
hope
way.
the Liverpool person can comment here, lah. Like, yes, we should have
Already
go
commented.
against
Already
our
commented.
DNA.
They actually
They will
commented. They actually commented.
and they will pray for Ole to stay. The
But
Liverpool
not
fans.
necessary, Andrew is actually Andrew Arul. He was on our show that day. He's actually quite cool. He's quite a nice Liverpool fan. I would say a nice Liverpool fan.
I think we should have Liverpool fans, or even Arsenal fans to be on the show to say that, yes, actually, Ole is doing what the DNA is telling us to do, and we're going to wait another 20 years. And that's what all the other fans wants, and to see us bleeding in the next 20 years until we do something drastic. Lah.
Okay, you got a comment from Janzer. It's not micromanaging, but it's not good for Ole for sure. Definitely, it's like your a kid getting into trouble, and then dad always comes in and save the day. That kind of the kind of picture that we are
That's
painting.
even worse.
Yeah, Ole-
That's even worse,
Ole-
Dom. That's babysitting.
Yeah.
Not micromanage, that's babysitting already.
Okay, Sir Alex
Ole should
Ferguson,
be
don't
able to
interfere,
stand on
please.
his own feet.
Exactly. Wait. Okay, got another comment by Eddie. Eddie, shout out. Rumi, my roommate in the Goa. So Alex Ferguson is the godfather of Manchester United. He will only stop involving himself with the club when he dies. Okay, which is true. But maybe for us to move forward, to find new ideas and a new way of maybe how to say, with our current situation, we need to find a new way out of this situation. Maybe we need some new ideas and fresh blood, like what I was saying just now. Yeah, Pija.
Ah?
You tadi naik tangan?
Tak, I rasa do this idea in terms of mengatakan yang Ferguson tapi for me the final decision still come from the board tau. So Sir Alex Ferguson is just a person that giving views yang mengatakan I think we should this. But then the final decision still come from the board. I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson involved in terms of making the decision. I mean mungkin lah masa dia appoint Moyes 2013 dulu kan, dia suggest to appoint Moyes be his successor, but then he also giving suggestion to the board to give 6 years contract to the board, but then the board decide themselves without mungkin tak consult Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of mengatakan we should have removed Moyes after 10 months. So I don't think we can blame Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of this thing. So for me, I nampak.
Okay.
Not only
You
David
got a
Moyes,
comment by
but also
Wait.
I think that the appointment of Ole, there must be a hand of Sir Alex Ferguson. He must have introduced Ole like he should be on the job, and now he's the
So
one.
now
who's
we are
backing
assuming
the
he's micromanaging,
manager
is
as
it?
well.
No, but
Not assuming. We
those-
have instances. I told you even he was pointing at Scott McTominay and he was telling to Jose Mourinho that you should play this kid. This is also
that
micromanagement.
one.
Let Jose Mourinho do the job.
Yeah, the decision comes from Jose Mourinho, right? I don't think Fergie held a knife to his neck and
Yeah,
said, "Hey,
yeah.
play McTominay."
We don't.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with giving a what do you call that, opinion about a player. What? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Let the manager.
Sorry.
Let the manager do
comment-
the job.
comment-
If they're failing, no need to back him.
we
And
got a comment by Smith.
by the way, didn't Mourinho give McTominay a special award at the end of the season after playing him?
Yes.
So
Okay, wait. A quick one. A comment by Smurf.
But now
With
you
all
know
due
what kind of player
respect,
he is.
with all due respect, Sir Alex Ferguson shall remain a legend and keep away from macro punya managing. Whatever the case, I love this Sir Alex Ferguson.
Alah.
Actually, the problem can be done if Ole does resign and step down. Lah. We know the reality, and we know he's incompetent for the job. That is the reality. Lah. I mean, we respect Ole as a player. I think he's the only one that will stop or will see the club progress. Lah. You know, I'm
If
sure
Ole loves Manchester
needs-
United, he should resign himself. If he loves the club, he should step
Exactly.
back himself.
And
End
I
of the
can-
day, that is the bottom line. That's the bottom
And to
line.
be very honest, Alex Ferguson, what he did, because he's a fan of Manchester United, because he loved the club, because he did it, and he's the only person that can do that to back players up, because he's so powerful in that way. And we don't blame him. If we had that power, of course, I also will go in the pitch. Anyone will go on the pitch and say, hey, Ole, come on now, let's do better and all those kind of things. Anyone will do that. But as a manager, you don't want that sort of interference. And, it looks very unpleasant for a manager, especially if you are so-called a world-class manager, you wouldn't want your bot to come down with you on the pitch side. That's something visible that we all saw lah. But you're right, Doc. You know, we do not know behind the scenes if you are micromanaging and all those kind of things. But there are signs and instances that actually happen. If given to a world-class manager, they will say, okay, yes, thank you. Put in the left here, take out the right here, and he will play his own formation.
Yes, correct.
That's a world-class manager that will do.
Okay,
Yeah, but I think any manager, even they are world class or not, if they were in the same situation as Ole is now, under pressure, and to get some support from Sir Alex, I think they will still accept. To be honest, at this time point lah.
But it's one too many times, Doc. It's one too many times.
No, where go one too many times? Where is this one too many times coming from? This is the first time he's come out and said something in defense of Ole.
Do you think when we lost 6-1 last season, if it wasn't Ole, that manager would have been sacked?
No.
That's beside the point. Now we're talking about Sir Alex coming and defending Ole, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't
Maybe-
Ole,
yeah, maybe
then this
behind the
manager
scenes
would have gone long time ago.
So this is all assumptions lah. You are now assuming that Fergie is playing a hand
Now-
behind everything.
Now in front of us, but now in front of us that Ole is backing, Fergie is backing Ole, so he must have also backed him before as well.
okay, we
No,
got a
that's
comment.
Another manager
That's
he would- he
assumption
would have-
aside.
Guys,
Just because I do one
let me
thing
let
now,
me let me let me
doesn't
read
mean
let me
I've done
read
it
this comment
before.
first. Let me read this comment first. All right, we by again my roomie Eddie's channel. I think Sir Alex Ferguson is still needed, even if it is just for the feel good factor. It's like when you need guidance, you find a Sifu guru master. I don't think there's anyone that is better figure than Sir Alex Ferguson. But then again, if you're my bro, Eddie. But then again, if just say you are a good manager, you know, like what Josh mentioned, you know what you're doing, you got a style, you got a vision, you got a proper vision to bring the team somewhere. I don't think you really would need someone to actually come in and interfere.
was-
Like,
to
you
be-
know
to be
yourself.
fair,
I was
if this was-
actually expecting Sir Alex Ferguson would go and sack Ole himself because he knows the club and he's not performing. Because
No.
we can expect from Sir Alex Ferguson, if we lost against Liverpool at home 0-5, we saw his face. We know our feelings as well, how bad day was for us. Worst day of our Manchester United fan following life, you know. We can see the face of Sir Alex. I was expecting Sir Alex Ferguson would go to Carrington and I would say, okay, get out from the club.
He
Not
walk
like
out-
backing
he
Ole.
walk out-
So if he's
He walk
if
out the
he's-
game. He walk out the
yeah.
game.
And
He
if
walk
he's
out of the
backing
game, you
Ole,
know.
if he's backing Ole, then it becoming a negative ego of Sir Alex Ferguson to save his student to be successful. That's his personal ego coming for the sake of the club. This is where I think this is wrong. Sir Alex should have sacked
But-
Ole himself.
There's also
But-
been stories that came out, right, where when Sir Alex United team, when they lost to City 5-1, and he had the backing of, at the time, Sir Bobby Charlton, who was also at that point in time
Again,
legend ambassador of the club.
yes.
right?
Yes.
So,
This is
The
wrong. We have
timing
to
that all
move
these
on.
stories, the timing that all these stories come out, don't you think it's all like suddenly all these kind of things all come out? This article I think just came out
You see,
only
Doc,
right recently.
Sir Alex brought the achievements and proved everyone wrong, and he brought the success to us. Whereas,
yeah,
if,
but the
let's say-
success
but
came
let's
how many
say-
years after that?
Exactly. After 3-4 seasons, yes, you're right.
Exactly.
But even if this was a case of micromanage or to get from the Sifu or a guru, do behind closed doors lah. Why is it so open? You are just giving the fact that
Josh, I think right, maybe there's a possibility that this is all spun around to buy time for the board or whatever to do whatever they need to do to bring Alex Ferguson into the picture and whatnot. Apparently, I think the news is like he went to Carrington, but then actually he went there to
This is
collect his
just-
suit. Yeah, like
It's just-
it doesn't
just a
make
PR
sense. All these
from-
kind of things doesn't make sense. Yeah.
There's a PR from Manchester Evening News. Manchester Evening News, whatever they publish, it's all directly from the club. We have to be clear in this.
Exactly. So the one that actually needs to give Sir Alex Ferguson a break is probably the club itself.
where
not
is
so
Brian
much
Lee
of,
when we need him lah?
Yeah, that's
Stop-
why. That's because we need his closing.
Stop giving him free suits lah. I mean,
Spin
we get
doctors at work.
some
Exactly,
people
spin
get
doctors
glass,
at
don't
work.
even have name and number. So, or somehow
Okay.
isolate that one inside.
Okay, guys. Guys, I think hey, that one later. That one we got special announcement. That one will be much later. If we manage to the next 3 games lah, we want everything to be positive back. We got a special announcement for you guys, but not now lah. Not now. Now we are too depressed and sad lah. Okay, so okay, guys, we are at the end of our show. Right, thank you so much for joining us for our midweek episode. All right, we'll see you guys this Saturday night for our pre-game against Spurs. Okay, we might have a special guest coming in. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys in a video. Like usual, please like, share, subscribe. Take care. Good night.